Yes, we're back. Today we're talking about some of the top 10 best indie games to play on your Switch and your Switch 2. And some of these games are rare and hidden gems. My name's Ghostlink. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. I post videos like this every single week. With that being said, feel free to sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. The first game we're going to talk about today is DUSK. So yes, of course I've talked about this game many times on my channel before. Although because this game is by far one of the best and most addictive indie games I've ever played, I had to talk about it again. And of course, this is yet another game that my girlfriend surprised me with. Although don't get me wrong, she's a gamer as well, and I've also surprised her with some pretty cool games. Which, by the way, a pretty fun fact, she's actually going to make her own channel as well pretty soon. And she's got tons of really good recommendations. If you guys like this channel, you'll enjoy hers as well. And when the channel's up and running, I'll definitely let you guys know. Anyways, back to this game. So like I was saying, this game is by far one of the best and most addictive games I've honestly ever played, especially when it comes to first-person boomer shooters. It's got this really cool horror theme to it, which of course, I'm a huge fan of horror, as well as FPS games. So if you mix those two, you get this game. The controls are incredibly smooth, and so is the gameplay, and the music is so sick. The best part about this game is that it's actually locked at 60 frames, so you're getting incredibly smooth gameplay on both the Switch and the Switch 2. So, if you guys are into horror, as well as boomer shooters, this one has to be on your list, so go play it, because you're gonna love it. Number 2 is gonna be Dreamscaper. Now this game I have digitally, but there is a physical copy for this game. So this game is an action roguelike game, where you play as a girl named Cassidy, and by daytime, she's living her normal life, building relationships, forming bonds, and at nighttime, in the dream world, she's fighting her nightmares, and that's when it becomes an action roguelike. But during the daytime, it feels more of like a laid-back, chill, cozy type game, where there's more story and dialogue, which is actually really good. So you get this really interesting mixture of like, life is strange, and by nighttime, you have a full-blown action roguelike, which in my opinion is really cool. The contrast is very interesting, and it's actually very well done. And man, this game is beautiful. The music, the graphics, the environments, all the different levels, it's really, really cool. So this game does run pretty good on the Switch, although I did notice that it runs even better on the Switch too, because the frame rates are actually uncapped, so the Switch 2 just helps it run that much better. So, if you guys are into fun action roguelike games, with a really good story, and a beautiful atmosphere, you'll definitely enjoy this one. I highly recommend adding it to your list. Number 3 is Killer Frequency. So now this game's not really too long, but it's definitely underrated in my opinion. So you play as a DJ who works at the station, and all these crazy murders are happening around town, and people are calling in to give you their stories, and it's up to you to help them out. What's crazy too is that this game is actually like a full-blown simulation of like an actual DJ in a radio station. So you'll be twisting knobs, playing different sound effects, changing out the discs. It's really cool, although things definitely get pretty creepy when the killer finally shows up to the radio station. Now I don't want to go too much into that part, because that's where the game really takes a twist, and you guys just gotta play it for yourselves. And what's kind of funny too is that I actually find this game to be kind of a cozy game. So it's like a weird mixture between like a simulation DJ game with horror to it, as well as a chill, cozy 80s vibe type game. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you play it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, if this game seems of interest to you, it's definitely worth it. This is another one that I definitely recommend checking out. Number 4 is going to be Fast RMX, as well as Fast Fusion. So Fast RMX is a Switch version, and Fast Fusion is a Switch 2 version, which is obviously going to be the sequel. And man, if you're into racing games, especially anti-gravity ones, games like F-Zero and Wipeout, you're gonna really love this one. In my opinion, honestly from all the ones that I've played, this one does it the best. Especially Fast Fusion on the Switch 2, man, get those 4K visuals, smooth gameplay, it's gorgeous and so fun, and definitely an adrenaline rush. And the soundtrack, man, the soundtrack is so sick. Now I know I don't talk about racing games too much on this channel, but I'm definitely a fan of them. And this one in my opinion is top tier. So the Switch 1 has a physical copy, which is Fast RMX, although Fast Fusion unfortunately does not have a physical release quite yet, although it's only $20 on the eShop, which is still a pretty good deal if you ask me, especially for how good it runs. I was quite impressed. So if you're into anti-gravity racing games, this one has to be on your list, so go play it, because you're gonna love it. Number 5 is gonna be Hookah Haze. And I got the special edition, 1 second. Boom, there it is. The special edition for Hookah Haze. Now this game's awesome, especially if you're into visual novels, like interactive ones. Think of the game Coffee Talk, although instead of a coffee shop, it takes place in a hookah lounge. So you play as this guy who ends up with a terminal illness, and he spends his last days running a hookah lounge, and you meet these 3 different girls who end up being your regular customers. You learn all their backstories, you make different hookah blends. It's actually pretty interesting. In the simulation part, where you're actually putting together the hookah and everything, it's actually pretty fun. And yes, even though this person does have a terminal illness, there's still a spark of hope for them. But I don't want to spoil anything, because you gotta play the game for yourself. This game's definitely a cozy and chill type game. It's got a great story, multiple different endings, and the dialogue is spot on. Like, it really keeps you hooked. And the characters themselves are actually pretty charming and hilarious. So, if you're into interactive visual novels, with a really fun cozy vibe, that takes place in a Tokyo hookah lounge, you'll love this one. This is a great pick up and play type game at the end of the day. Another one that I definitely recommend checking out. Number 6 is The Cabin Factory. Man, this game is a freaking trip, and it's definitely terrifying. So unfortunately, as of right now, this game is only available digitally, although I really do hope they come out with a physical version, because this game would be really cool to have. So this is actually a horror anomaly game that takes place in a cabin factory, obviously, and it's your job to test every single cabin to determine if they're haunted or not. It's pretty much a quality check type job. So yeah, you'll be in this room, and each cabin that goes through it, you gotta walk inside, explore it, and figure out if it's haunted or not. And that's the part that's creepy, because so many weird different things happen in each single one. The tension, the dread, the anticipation, it gets pretty wild. It's actually really fun too. And like I said, this game is a trip, so it's not just scary, but it's like psychological. It really gets into your head on like what's real, what's not, where's the story going, is this even what the game's really about? It's pretty wild. So, if you're into horror games, as well as anomaly games, this one has to be on your list. And like I said, it's definitely terrifying and a total mind trip, so go play it, because you're gonna love it. Number 7 is The Stanley Parable. So yes, this is another game that I've talked about quite a few times on my channel before, although because we're talking about indie games, I had to mention this one. It's definitely one of my favorites. If you're into puzzle games, backroom aesthetics, liminal spaces, that whole vibe, you're gonna love this one. So you play as a guy named Stanley, who's in his office, and he's about to leave work, and you have a narrator in the background telling you what to do basically. And this game is also a huge mind trip. It's so unique. Every time you play this game, it will not be the same. Every choice you make leads to a whole different path. How they did this, I have no idea, but it's definitely unique in my opinion, and also a must play, a definite must play. And it runs pretty good on the Switch as well, and the game itself isn't too expensive. You can find it for around $40. It's got tons of different environments, and the game isn't too long either, although I will say, the game will end short if you make certain choices, so the replay value is definitely there. This is one of those games you gotta play for yourself to know what I'm talking about exactly, but I promise you guys, it's a great time. This is another one that I highly recommend adding to your list. Number 8 is going to be a game that I'm surprised I haven't talked about yet, and that game is Chained Echoes. Man, this game is totally underrated. If you like RPGs like Golden Sun, early Final Fantasy games, as well as Chrono Trigger, you'll definitely enjoy this one. It's got great gameplay, great story, and a really cool cozy vibe to it. This, in my opinion, is a Switch Lite type game. There's games that I buy specifically for my Switch Lite, and this one is one of them. And what's pretty crazy too is that this game's actually rated M, mainly for the war aspect of it. And the dialogue's pretty hilarious as well. Like, it's very real. I'm not sure how to explain it, but the characters say things at times where you're like, wow, that's what anyone would say in this situation. And it's pretty hilarious. The battle mechanics, the upgrades, the music's really, really good. Everything about this game, in my opinion, is just perfect. This is JRPG comfort food at its finest. And like I said, if you got a Switch Lite, play it on there. It's a vibe. So, if you're looking for your next RPG, I definitely recommend checking it out. Number 9 is going to be a pretty interesting one. As you can tell by the thumbnail, that game's going to be DreadOut 1 and 2. So both these games are actually Indonesian horror games, and they're very well done. I don't know what it is, man, but like, Asian horror has been popping off. You got Japanese horror, of course, which is like the GOAT when it comes to survival horror, but then you have companies like East Asia, Indonesia, like what? Like where they even come, like what? This is crazy. And they're freaking killing it too. So these games are obviously heavily inspired by like early PS2 days, like Fatal Frame, Silent Hill, even some spin-off games like Silent Hill Downpour, Silent Hill Origins, games like that. Now I will admit, at times these games do feel a little bit clunky, but in my opinion, that's what adds the charm to it. That's what makes it play like an old school PS2 game, and gives it that kind of feel. Although for focus on gameplay and performance, it's definitely there, and the story's really good too. And these games are definitely terrifying at times. I just love all these different environments, especially when they're taking place in different countries. you've never gone to before, it makes you wonder. You're like, wow, this is pretty cool. This is what it must look like over there. And if you're adding urban folklore to it, that just makes it that much creepier. So, if you're into horror games, especially ones like Fatal Frame, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Both games are awesome. I definitely recommend adding these ones to your list. And last but not least is a game I'm incredibly stoked to talk about, and that game is Full Metal Schoolgirl. Man, this game is so sick. So this game actually came out back in October, and it's actually really good. The premise of the story is, you play as two Full Metal girls, and your job is to take down this evil corporation. It's this huge skyscraper with 100 different levels, and you gotta battle through AI robots, and take out the AI boss. You got weapon upgrades, different battle styles. It's really cool. And what's funny is, Asmongold said it best when he said, I miss when games were made by dudes for dudes. In the sense of like, just pure adrenaline, testosterone driven, full send action. And this is that game. Now of course the game does have a little bit of fan service to it, but it's not a huge part of it. Like, it's not a gooner game basically. It's just kind of there for the aesthetics. And one thing about this game is, it's only available on the Switch too, unfortunately. So, if you're into full throttle fun action games, with an adrenaline pumping soundtrack, and fun Tokyo aesthetics, you'll definitely enjoy this game. This is a definite must play in my opinion. So download that demo and go check it out. Alright, well there you have it. There's some more games that I definitely recommend checking out for your Switch and your Switch 2. If you guys have more recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. If you guys want to see more videos like this, check out this playlist right here. With that being said, hope everyone has an amazing day, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Happy gaming, God bless, and Jesus loves you. Peace.